Pastors Victor and Carmen Torres, through the ministry of New Life Outreach International Church and New Life for Youth, are making an impact in thousands of lives, both locally and throughout the world. Their commitment to the vision God has placed in their hearts has resulted in a community church where many families are being restored and hearts are being turned to Christ. A global outreach that is bringing hope and impacting nations all around the world. Young men and women whose lives have been devastated by life-controlling problems being transformed and becoming productive members of society. Their lives and ministries are on the move, making a difference, bringing hope to a planet desperate for God's love, acceptance, and forgiveness. But this life-changing ministry started only as a dream, a vision birthed over 40 years ago. Carmen was born on February 2, 1942, to Eulalia Bravo and Carlos Lopez in the small province of Michoacán, Mexico. On December 14, 1943, in the city of Bayamón, Puerto Rico, Victor Manuel Torres was born to Adelila and Manuel Torres. The family left Puerto Rico in search of the Promised Land, New York City, when Victor was only 9 years old. The street life quickly consumed him, and he was led down a road of drug use, gang violence, and hopelessness. After a miraculous encounter with Jesus Christ through the ministry of Teen Challenge, Catherine Kuhlman sponsored Victor's Bible education, and he enrolled in La Puente Bible College, where he met his life partner, Carmen Bravo. Carmen and Victor came together from two totally different worlds, yet they were united in Christ to bring hope to hurting people. On June 12, 1967, they were married and they began their mission to fulfill God's purpose for their lives together. Their journey took them to over 40 nations around the world, preaching the gospel of hope, and Victor sharing his powerful testimony of a life liberated of drug addiction and gang violence. Tens of thousands of lost and hurting people encountered the redemptive love of God. As their ministry began to grow, so did their family. On March 1, 1970, their first child, Felisa, was born. In 1971, Victor and Carmen came to Richmond, Virginia on a speaking engagement and decided to make Richmond their home. They immediately began to proclaim the gospel of hope in the streets of Richmond and began to reach young men and women whose lives were destroyed by drug abuse. Their personal home became a sanctuary for the destitute, rejected, and broken. Friday night at the Jesus House attracted many people, young and old, seeking a new beginning. New Life for Youth officially opened their first home on Dundee Avenue, but soon the phone calls became overwhelming, and the need for beds and additional space to house these broken lives sent them on a drive to the country. On July of 1972, as they were driving in Beaver Dam, Virginia, they saw a farm which resembled a place that Carmen had seen in a dream. And with only $14 in their pocket, God performed a miracle, and they acquired the New Life for Youth Ranch. On July 7, 1972, their second child, Rosalinda, came into the world. Shortly thereafter, the Mercy House opened and began to admit drug-addicted young women in need of hope and another chance in life. On April 13, 1977, a third addition to the Torres family made her appearance, Michelle. And on July 20th, 1978, they hit the Grand Slam with Victor Philip making his grand debut. And in 1979, from the basement of their home on Arcade Drive, with a small group of friends and believers, New Life Outreach International Church was born. The services were anointed and they began to grow. Many families started attending and they became part of the vision to reach Richmond for Christ. After short stays at Happy Days Daycare, Southside Community Center, and a tent on Walmsley Boulevard, in 1984, Victor and Carmen purchased a property for their growing congregation on Orcutt Lane in Richmond, Virginia. New Life Outreach International began to reach out to the local community, and continued to experience growth as the Lord's power and favor began to draw families and people needing to feel loved, accepted, and forgiven. Victor and Carmen's loving and compassionate hearts began to transform their community. The church ministry continued to grow and eventually expanded to the Bronx, New York, Huntsville, Alabama, and Fredericksburg, Virginia. The local congregation continued to reach out, and in 2003, New Life Outreach International moved into its current facility at 1005 Turner Road. With over 40 nationalities, the New Life worship experience has become a true testimony to God's love and mercy, crossing all denominational, social, and racial barriers. Victor and Carmen's global vision of reaching the nations has become a reality not only in Richmond, but also by planting churches in Africa, the Dominican Republic, Brazil, and Peru. New Life for Youth also expanded and purchased Celebration Park, a 12-acre commercial property in Richmond. New Life Thrift Store and Wash and Roll Car Wash helps provide vocational and life skills training so that young men and women don't just leave our program drug-free, but also leave with practical job training and employment opportunities. In March 2007, the Mercy House also moved into its newly renovated facility on Broad Rock Boulevard, providing a safe haven for women with life-controlling issues. Committed to God's vision, Victor and Carmen Torres, New Life Outreach International, and New Life for Youth have been restoring and empowering thousands of broken lives and hurting families in our city, our nation, and around the world. Their steadfast dedication and unwavering faith has resulted in many finding hope and inspiring others to fulfill their dreams. Victor and Carmen are truly an example of integrity, humility, and generosity worthy of great honor. Their impact has and will be felt for generations to come, and their legacy will be the lives that stand as trophies of grace and mercy, families reunited and restored, the souls that will be eternally grateful that God gave us such a gift. And tonight, we want to honor Victor and Carmen Torres for 40 years of miracles.